Professor.
Yeah, I have it with me.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Welcome back. Infinity Greg Stone. I'm Greg Stone. I'm here with Steve Rogers. We're just going to get into it because
Hey.
we've been hanging out for like 3 hours.
Yeah, we
not
have.
talking about things because we talk about it on the podcast.
Well, we would talk about non-comic things, and we would find a way to bring it back to comics, and then talk comics, and then we get mad at ourselves.
We're just going to get into it. Is that all right?
Sure.
All right. The news is dropped. Can you confirm this, Max? I'm going to need you to confirm. I believe that she was confirmed.
I don't know if she's confirmed.
What's her name?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie is Sue Storm in the Fantastic Four.
Possibly.
Perfect.
She'd be great. I would like that a lot.
Because she can act. She's
Yes.
a great actress.
Yes.
Did you see the hockey movie where it wasn't hockey? They dance on ice.
No.
And then she hit a lady in the knee.
That's not a hockey.
Yeah, you had to let me get there. Somehow. What was it?
Hi, Tanya.
I Tanya.
Funny story about I, Tanya.
Uh.
It was written by Steven Rogers.
No.
Yes. So I recently did a show for, I promise this is a lighthearted story.
Mm-hmm.
I did a show with a bunch of people trying stand-up who also had autism. It was like a benefit show. So all the comics...
All the laughs happened before the show.
Yeah. All the comics...
Sorry.
All the comics were autistic people trying out stand-up, except for 3 other comics, and I was one of those 3. At least that's what they told me.
Sure, yeah.
So I go to the show, and the comic running the show, she goes, "They're really excited to meet you. They're all in the green room. They're like, they all have a lot of questions for you."
Yeah.
And I go in there, and I'm like expecting Captain America jokes.
Yeah.
And I walk in, and they all think I wrote I, Tanya.
Oh, God. That's hilarious.
It was really funny, and I was like, they all had questions about I, Tanya.
Did you answer them? I hope you didn't.
I didn't
give in. Oh.
I gave in. I was like, "Oh, sorry guys, I didn't write it."
I should be like, the process was.
Oh my God, his headshot looks like my headshot.
Yeah, his name looks just like yours too. Like you write it the same way. With
Max,
the
that I swear I have a headshot that looks like that.
That's so funny.
He looks like a mix between you and me. Known for I, Tanya.
Hope floats.
Love the Cooper. Love the Coopers as the. Yeah, I'm sure he's a great guy. Probably very funny.
And then he also produced the Mike Tyson series.
Really?
Yeah, and what happened though? Oh, or he wrote it. Okay. What happened though is because of that there was like issues like they possibly stole the story, Mike's story. Mike Tyson tweeted, "These guys stole my story," and a bunch of Mike Tyson fans were tweeting at me like, "Steven Rogers, you stole Mike Tyson's story."
Wait, isn't it about Mike Tyson?
Yeah, but
they steal his story.
But I guess he didn't approve it, or so. I don't know how any of it works.
It's so funny to be like, "Hey, I wrote this story. What is it? It's Mike Tyson." What do you mean you wrote it? I wrote it down.
Yeah, I tell you about my day, and then you write a movie about it. I'm like, that was my day.
Yeah. Like I, Tanya, it's like, how'd you prepare? I watched the news, and then I wrote it down. But she's so good.
She's great.
She's such a great actress, and she did Harley Quinn. And I don't think she's really like Harley Quinn, so I think that she can do this.
Yeah, I think I liked that they finally had Harley.
Harley.
Said,
yeah.
Harley Quinn on screen, but it's not the Harley I like the animated series still.
Sure.
She did a great job getting pretty close to that though.
Yeah.
But I'm very excited if she's Sue Storm. I think she would be great because Sue Storm hasn't been super powerful yet.
Yes.
Which she is the most powerful member.
Wait a minute. Is that what you were going to see? That you asked me off. I think you said who you love has changed.
Oh, yeah. Who I love has changed. She's not my favorite, but I will say she is way higher than when I was a kid.
Who used to be your favorites in the Fantastic Four? Who used to be your favorites? And now who's the favorite?
Do I go in order? Because my favorite was Johnny Storm.
Of course.
Because I was a kid. I was like, whoa, he catches on fire. He's a cool guy. He gets ladies and stuff. and he was the Joker, basically, like the joke.
Oh
a lot.
yeah,
He was the
Prankster.
Joker. He fought Batman. Yeah, he was a prankster. Now I think it's a toss up between Reed and the Thing,
Really?
because the Thing is got this sadness in him all the time, but he's still light and chipper, and he's got catchphrases. He's just this New York guy.
Also the weakest member.
What?
You could say he's not the toughest member of the Fantastic Four.
What do you mean?
Power wise,
I guess so. Yeah.
right? I mean,
Well, I think he's stronger than John. Well, Johnny can
in
go
an arm wrestling match, sure,
supernova.
but like he could turn everything on fire. He could burn everybody to death. Finn could just punch things and not even just,
And he would have to punch them one at a time,
right.
whereas Johnny could do it all at once.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's the Thing, and this gentle giant, but also like all the sadness.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reading the Fantastic Four right now, and the Psycho Man is attacking.
Hilarious. I
love the name.
What a crazy name.
What a
Psycho Man?
I pictured them going in the room and being like, "Got any villain ideas?"
Right.
Psycho Man.
The psycho is already the describing word. Then man adds it. It's like, hey, you're a psycho. I'm a psycho. I'm Psycho Man.
Well, it's either Psycho Man or Mean Guy.
Yeah, Mean Guy Man.
Yeah, there he is. There's Psycho Man.
What's his powers? He's always been like
So
something I know exists, but I forget.
He in the this is like his second run-in with them. In his first run-in with them, apparently he just enters their dreams and stuff, and he's mind control. And he controls Sue Storm and fights the rest of them with Sue.
That's not what a Psycho Man does. A Psycho Man, he
makes him psycho.
Leaves garbage in your car. It's like, he's some kind of fucking psycho. When he drinks water, he puts his finger in the cup and drinks it like that. It's like, what are you, out of your mind? Your hand is dirty, you fucking psycho. It's a fucking psycho.
Yeah, it's like he's like, I've got a new scheme. I'm gonna put all of my savings into Bitcoin. You're a psycho, man. You're a psycho.
You're a psycho. He's a fucking Psycho Man. He's a fucking crazy person. But he enters his dreams. He has a big spacesuit on. Is he human? So he's like Nightmare on Elm Street type shit.
Sort of, yes. And then this one that I'm reading is really cool because he's like dying, but he's like, before I die, I'm gonna kill Sue Storm and everyone she loves. He hates
a woman.
Yeah, he hates Sue because Sue beat him because he was controlling her, and then she overpowered and defeated him.
Right.
And he's dying, and with each step, he's from the microverse.
Yeah.
So he's like leaking, and these.
You just said a bunch of things I don't understand. So if I didn't understand it, he's from the microverse. Is that just a smaller
They trapped
universe?
him in the microverse. Basically, I think it's quantum realm, probably.
Okay.
Or something.
Uh-huh.
And but he's like this entity that's all pure dread and fear. That's like what he is.
Yeah.
And he's leaking because he's like dying, and he's walking through New York to go to fight them. And
walking and leaking at the same time.
Yeah, the dread is creating things.
Whoa.
So he's altering reality in New York, where the sun disappears and the lions in the front of the library come to life, and Thing is fighting the lions, and he says to Reed, he's like, why? I'm not afraid of these. They thought it was their fears that were coming to life.
Right.
And Thing's fighting the lions. He's like, I'm not afraid of these lions. And he's like, no, I think how many kids do you think walk by those lions every day and think, what if those lions came to life? It's everyone's fears in the city coming to life. So it was like, it's just this cool apocalypse within New York, and it's really just it's when they lose the Baxter building because they don't have any money,
which is crazy,
and they all had to get jobs. It's the best.
I want to get back to that, but you need to tell me about your rankings.
I'm sorry,
and then I want to talk about how a man who is so smart can lose all this money.
So there's okay. It's the Thing and Reed and Sue, and then probably Johnny's in last now.
Yeah, Johnny's always in last.
Johnny's in last, and I really like Sue a lot more, but I'm liking Reed. I think just relate to Reed and more, and probably
Because
and
your lanky arms,
I think
your long fingers, and more fans. Because you're more fans. Sorry, go ahead.
I think I have more respect for Reed. So reading this story, Reed is going up further and further because he lose all this money,
Yeah.
and they all get jobs. And
Wait, what do they get jobs doing?
Ben works in construction,
Come on, Ben.
lifting the things that no one wants to like move or whatever. And they actually tell him to stop working so hard because it's making everyone look bad.
Yeah.
Johnny joins the fire department. Sue starts teaching for like kids that were like kids that are a problem.
Right.
She's teaching English or something to them.
Yeah.
And then Reed is like working at a law firm fixing all their computers and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they all have regular jobs.
This is, first of all, can we just stop for a minute? How crazy that is?
Yeah.
You're the thing.
Yeah.
Construction, unless you love it,
Yeah.
unless you're like, I love it,
Yeah.
you don't need to do
Can
construction.
you imagine being catcalled by the thing?
Yeah. Hey, good looking. Who's hey, good job, you.
Come on, do it. Cat call me as the thing.
I want to see the thing get catcalled. You're making me hard. I'm already hard.
Oh, I'd
I'm
like to be a
rocked.
victim of a rock slide.
Yeah, that's fun.
I'd like to be trapped under your boulder.
Like, he could just go on Instagram. Well, they didn't have Instagram when this comic came out. But, like, he could sign an autograph. There's so many things the thing could do to make money, aside from manual labor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's shirtless all the time. You could put sponsor stickers on his rocks.
That's very true.
Yeah.
You know? Sue Storm, you could turn invisible. You could just be a PI.
Or a prank show.
A prank show, right? Yeah.
I'm Sue Storm, and then this is Jackass.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that a teacher, I get it. It's a loving projector. Yeah. I don't know. Johnny
Well-
Storm, yeah.
Yeah. What would Reed do?
I don't know. He's a genius.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I thought we were still in the silly thing.
We are. We are. But we're also, he can just reach things for you. I don't know. Hey, Max, I need a favor.
Instacart.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry to take you away. Can you go get me a latte from,
Yeah, you want a latte?
yeah, for some reason I'm crashing.
Alright.
Maybe it was that shitty chicken pizza we had. I'm going to give you cash because I don't want to assume that you have money on you because I think you're going through hard times.
I don't have money.
Do you want a coffee? Like, I always make sure I give my producer cash
Yeah.
because of, you ever see,
I wanted you to buzz me back in though.
oh, all right. Call me.
Okay.
And there's a buzz over there?
Yeah.
Do you want a coffee? Get a
All
coffee.
right, I'll have a black coffee.
And get yourself whatever you want.
Thank you.
Within reason.
What do you want a black coffee or do you want a
No. I need like a almond milk latte, iced latte. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's cool.
I'm drowning here, brother.
Yeah, that's cool.
You're doing great.
Oh, no, because I'm looking at you and my eyes are sinking in and I'm like, I am tired. Because we
I
had
could have that effect on people. They they call me the drowser.
Remember in Pursuit of Happiness when he goes, hey, give me $5 from Will Smith, and the guy had like Will Smith had no money. That's how I look at Max. I'm like, make sure you give him the money. That guy's licking carpet for nutrients. You know what I mean? He didn't get a haircut. His hair fell out. That's anyway.
Oh man.
Yeah. So can I tell you my rankings? It's
Yes.
hard, but it's Sue, my number one favorite.
Yeah.
Because she's the mom and she's so powerful.
Yeah.
And I always love in superheroes the character that's always right. Spider-Man, Captain America, they're always from goodness.
Yeah.
That's what Sue is.
She 100% is.
Reed is this guy who's disconnected because he's so smart that he forgets what reality is.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've gone through that,
Yes.
but you just get so smart.
Yeah. Not from smart.
No, but well, what is wrong? We're all gonna
Right.
die, so then maybe we just kill each other. It's like you could just get there, but she keeps them grounded.
Yes.
Mega powerful, way more powerful.
Most powerful.
Right. She could do little force fields.
Yeah.
I forgot who it was. It was like, I think it was Dr. Doom one day, who was like, I'm going to do this. And she was like, I'll put a force field in your lungs and you won't breathe and you'll die.
She
Right now.
she did it to someone in what I'm reading. She put a force field in their throat so they passed out.
Do you remember who it was?
It was
Wolverine?
Psycho Man.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
And she also was teaching these kids, and they were throwing spitballs at her
Mhm.
while she was teaching. And it's like on the chalkboard, and she turns around and goes, "Just so you know, I'm your teacher. You're gonna treat me with respect. We all know who I am,
Mhm.
but I'm your teacher, and also know that I have the ability to create invisible force fields, and I can make all of your clothes invisible, and you all can see each other naked."
Yeah.
And then they all behave,
And they're like, and I'll immediately be fired and be on the news. You cannot do that to children. You can't make children naked in a school. Immediately, that's a problem. So go ahead, Sue. Try that out. You know what I mean? Better as well threaten them, be like, I could kill you with my invisible force fields, and I'll make you all naked.
Yeah,
I'm 12. All
Yeah.
right.
yeah.
You know
I
what mean?
also am, as I get older, being more attracted to Sue Storm.
She's so hot, dude.
I think
Why?
that she's a good person.
Mm-hmm.
She is a mom. She's a wife, and she's very powerful and very smart.
Uh-huh.
There's no ditzy that like she's a very attractive woman.
She's the strong female.
Yeah.
She's in my opinion, the strongest female character in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Because when you go with comic books, I play by the rules of seniority.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why I hate when, like, hey, this new character is the smartest whatever. And you're like,
Yeah.
stop it. Reed is always the smartest.
Yes, Reed's
because
always
he's
the-
been around forever.
Yeah.
Sue is the most powerful female character in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
Johnny's a joke. I guess he's just some asshole coming around for the ride who's got pretty good powers.
Right.
And, you know, so, like,
Right now, Captain Marvel's probably the most powerful in the cinematic.
sure. And I would even say, even in the comic books,
Yes,
might
I
be
think
more
she's
powerful,
more.
but there's no one more, like, you can't explain it. It's like, okay, you have more powers, but Sue, when you're writing her, you go, well, Sue's going to win.
Yeah.
She's smart. She can do it.
And there's so many times she just saves everyone's ass.
Right.
It's like crazy. She's so good.
She's so good.
And the one I'm going to send you this one I'm reading.
Yeah.
It's just incredible.
In Civil War, I don't know if you remember, Reed goes with Iron Man,
Oh, that's right.
and Sue goes
With Cap.
with Cap. She goes with the heart. Cap was heart and good. Iron Man was numbers and good.
Yeah.
You know, it was like, oh, no. In the Civil War, it was like, who's going to sign? You know, it's like, we need to be regulated.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
But you're not right.
Yeah.
You're right, but come
Yeah.
on. You can't.
I love that she writes a letter to Reed and leaves him.
Crazy.
And I loved that.
Yeah.
It's so good. And in this, to sum up what you were saying before, so I can end the they are broke thing. They come to the end of like Psycho Man's in the Baxter building, and that's where you find out he's been doing all these things from.
Mm-hmm.
So they go to the Baxter building in their original uniforms, and they fight him and win.
Yeah.
And it ends with Reed on the roof of the building, and Sue comes and joins him, and she goes, "I gotta say, like, when we lost our jobs, and we lost this building and we lost everything. I was like, maybe Dr. Doom is mind controlling Reed. I couldn't understand why you didn't fix it immediately because I know you could have fixed
Right.
it."
Right.
And she goes, but then I knew what was really going on. And Reed goes, yeah, it was an experiment to see we never got to live real lives.
Wow. Love it.
He's like, so
Justified.
I wanted us to, he goes, when I told Franklin, their son, that I got a job, when I saw his face.
I got to buzz him in.
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
When I saw his face light up, I knew that I wanted to give this a shot. Give us a chance at a real life.
Oh.
Yeah.
What's a real life? Say that I said that.
Well, that Greg said, what's a real life? And then Greg said, Steven, I respect your stand-up so much, and I think a lot of the people listening right now should check out your YouTube special Before He Was Super. And I'm like, Greg, please, this is too much about me. You got to stop plugging all my stuff.
No, you don't have to say that because I believe that.
I was just doing a bit.
I believe, when I say believe is the word, people believe in God, right?
Oh, we
They
were talking
don't
about
know
Yeah.
that God exists, but they believe. Like, I've never watched your stand-up, but I believe it's good. I mean, I believe. I believe.
believe.
Thank you. So I would go, that makes it worth it. Thank you. Did you bring me a straw?
Yeah, it was a straw.
Give me,
And,
give it to me.
like a Caesar salad or
Did you get your stomach for yourself?
Yeah, I got a couple.
And how much was it?
It was like
Did you get
something.
Did you get a receipt?
Yeah.
Where's my change?
I got a receipt.
Keep the change. Just kidding. It's fun.
what
It's
was?
fun because I love him.
Yeah, I see that.
You know, I don't know why I love. I don't know what day too. I liked him, and then one day I loved him.
Yeah,
He's not doing a good job. What am I gonna do?
I know he left in the middle of a podcast recording.
I know.
I couldn't believe it. That was a fun segment, though. Us calling his potential replacements. Well,
Oh right.
that was good.
I would say AI, a dead cat, probably the same height. I don't like calling him small.
Yeah, small guys, we get it a lot.
Right, and it's not fun. But he doesn't know that.
As someone that's taller than Max, us small guys.
But it's also what makes me love him.
Yeah.
You love, like, because people are.
Max, can you laugh into the microphone so we
Yeah.
know? Okay, thank you.
Oh, I can hear him. He's laughing. I don't know. I don't know why. He's just like, I hate to do this because it shows, because tall people, what do you want? Max, like, you deal with not being tall.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the only difference, I can reach things.
Yeah.
Guess what? Ladders and grabbers exist.
Yeah, but
true.
you can't. But women have the height restriction thing.
You don't want them women.
Them women?
You don't want them women. I told my wife, I said, would you be with a short guy?
And
And she said, yeah, I'm only with you for your money. No, I never told her that. She said she only likes short Jewish men. That's why I will refuse to have Max around my wife.
really?
Max is the only person who can steal my wife.
Does she like short Jewish men?
What she described, if you drew it, would be
Which she described.
short Jewish men who love hip hop,
Uh-huh.
who have like wild sneakers,
Yeah.
yeah, who laugh at everything, and have really bad breath. And so I'm like, you gotta stay out of the podcast studio. I don't know if he has bad breath because he's so little. The breath doesn't travel up. He's not little. I'm sorry, Max.
It's okay.
Okay. And my thing is, if you insult him, I give him 5 for every one. 1 dig, 5 compliments. That's my rule.
Have you given him 5 compliments?
IOUs. Like at his funeral, I'll write them all, do them all. And I go, here's the 400 compliments I owe Max.
I'm sure he would have loved to hear them.
But he died from short man's disease. When your heart is too small, it can't have the amount of love that I was giving him. The amount of love I'm going to give Max is going to blow his little heart out. And he's like a dog. He's every year he is alive is like 50 years. Those are dog years. I can't get out of this bit, and I'm afraid it's going to hurt his feelings.
No, you're
But
fine.
he keeps laughing, so I keep going. But he knows his job depends on it.
That's right.
That's right. It's like a Me Too. Me Too, but not sexual. It's like insult jokes. He forced me to laugh at his insulting jokes.
I was trying to think of what it could be called, but I couldn't think of anything. I gotta have a sip of this.
Yeah. So I go Reed. I go number 1, Sue.
Sue, Reed?
I gotta say Ben. I don't know Reed and Ben. I can't because I love Reed because I love an imperfect character. I love a character. He's so smart that he's disconnected. What a perfect thing. He's not just he's not part of humanity anymore.
Yeah.
And I think it was in Universe X or Earth X, I forgot what it was, where Sue dies and then he goes to Latveria and essentially just is wearing Iron Man's armor. Like he just becomes, not Iron Man, Dr. Doom's armor. Like he just loses his shit. I love that they never use his stretchy powers because, yeah, who gives a shit? His powers aren't that he's stretchy. His power is that he's ungodly smart.
So, yeah, that's where I'm different than you. I love when in the one I'm reading, he uses it a lot.
Yeah.
And that's what I prefer. At one point, he's running and giving them all, like, I'm figuring this all out, how to solve this right now, but I need you over here, and if you could do this and you could do that, and he's running through an office building stretched.
Oh, that's
so he's, like, running past people like he's on, like, stilts over people. They're using it a lot in the one I'm reading, and I'm like, he should use it all the time.
I believe that his real powers. So this is what I think that what's happening with Reed.
Yeah.
One, because he can stretch, he's so lazy that he's getting fat. But because he can stretch his body, he makes himself look skinny.
Yeah.
But he
puts it all somewhere else.
And his arteries are getting so clogged, but then he stretches out his arteries. No. That's crazy. Let me tell you why this is crazy. How would he know how to stretch out his arteries? I can't find my arteries right now.
But he's really smart.
He just stretches everything?
Yeah.
But you can't, like, even being smart, you can't be like, stretch your artery. You can't just feel a part of your body.
Right.
I guess if he stretches everything, but then he's stretching the cholesterol too, or the things that clog your arteries. He's gonna die of a heart attack because he's so lazy.
He stretches his butthole, and then all of the stuff falls out. And he's like, "Yeah, I'm all right."
But Ben is the biggest heart,
Yes.
and that's so it's hard for me to compare them because I love Ben because he's such on that team. He's like they could have had like Sue is the most powerful.
Yeah.
Reed is the smartest.
Yeah.
Ben is medium at best.
Yeah.
When it comes to strength, he's nowhere near the Hulk. Who knows Hercules? I don't know where they line up.
In the one I'm reading, they said he can arm wrestle Thor and almost win.
It's always almost with him, and that's what makes his character so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's almost.
He's not the strongest one there is, and that's what fun because he can get beat up.
Yeah.
I like a character that can lose.
What upsets me is that he had a girlfriend. He finally got a girlfriend. They're going to give Ben a girlfriend, and she's blind. And it's like, you don't get that? That's fucked up?
And she's super hot, too.
Super hot. But that's fucked up. You're like, oh, I love him because I don't have to look at him. No, someone should love him for who he is.
I agree.
You know? You
Yeah.
should look at him and go, no, I love you because when I see the rocks, it's like when I look at ugly women, eventually they become not ugly because you see their inner personality. And then that's as you get older, you start to find, like you're married to an ugly woman. Sorry, that wasn't, I gotta get up.
And that was Greg Stone, everybody.
I love Caitlin so much. And you're not married yet.
No.
But like when you meet someone, their personality starts to come out. And then they become beautiful. As a 41-year-old, when I see 22-year-olds that you'd go, she's hot, you don't see it anymore. I don't know if it happened to you yet because you're young.
I see there's a certain, and there's an easy joke to be made.
Yeah.
But there was a girl I saw at a show last night, and she was probably in her 20s, and I was like, she looks like she's 12.
Right.
And so, like, the ages behind me are looking younger and younger to me.
And what will then that evolves into is that not only do they look like they're 12, but they look like they have they've seen none of life yet.
I agree.
And like,
Well, you can tell as in our job, you can tell that pretty quickly by how they react to your jokes.
right?
Because we're joking.
That's how they laugh at my jokes.
They look just bubbles with question marks above their heads.
Yeah.
But you can tell what life experiences that they've had because I talk about my life in my stand-up,
Yeah.
and if I mean I'm not single, have no intentions of being single, but
Right.
if I was a single comic and there's a group of women that didn't get what I was talking about, I'm
Yeah.
like probably not going to talk to them.
Right.
So there's some of that.
When you see a girl and they just like smile and laugh, you go, "Oh, I know what you are."
Right.
When they laugh at something, I go, "I know who you are on the inside."
That's what's
We can
great
click.
about our job is like this connect. You can connect with strangers.
When I filmed the special, you were at the second show.
Yes.
My first joke, and this is why I think the second show just was not as good.
Yeah, I know exactly what moment you're gonna say.
Opening bit, I go, and I might cut the bits, I don't know. But I always go, I just had a baby, and they clap, I go, don't clap, it's killing me. And then I go, I'm 22 years old,
Yeah.
right? And then people always laugh. And that's a self-deprecating joke.
Yeah.
I'm not 22. The lady went, no, he's not. And I went, you're a fucking idiot. You're a fucking idiot. You should not be in this room.
Right.
You got to go to a movie.
And
Go see
then
a
you
movie.
pulled out a paintball gun, and that is what I thought was crazy. Yeah, I remember that moment, but it's a great joke. Yeah,
Threw off the whole.
it probably worked in the first show.
It always works.
Yeah.
Why? You know why. I don't even need to say it. I don't even need to do the bit. The king of comedy. Yeah, no, it was so fun.
You were supposed to be on the Kings of Comedy way back in the day, and you were sick for that tour, right? You couldn't make it.
They wouldn't let me on because my crown was too big. I couldn't fit in the car. I made sure I wore a big crown. I'm a king of comedy,
You're
but I got a comedically oversized crown that I won't take off.
The rest of them were in great sharp suits, and you're in a king's cape, and
Naked.
you have a scepter.
Naked, crown, cape, scepter. And the scepter's my penis. Sorry, that wasn't that good. But you did laugh at a fake, whatever. Ben is my second favorite.
Mhm.
Did I tell you? I know I told this in my last podcast, so I hate to repeat it. But did I ever? Sorry, guys.
Then don't repeat it.
But I want to tell you.
Okay.
I probably already told you too. So I'll just be telling everyone the second time.
You did this last time I was on also.
What? Repeat?
You repeated something from the last episode, and you said this exact thing.
It was the Fantastic Four comic that I
No.
wrote? Oh.
Oh, yes, you did. You did. You did.
All right, I'm not going to repeat it then.
Don't repeat it.
But I'm going to write another one.
Write another one.
I'm going to write another Fantastic Four comic. I just need to I'm going to tell AI, like, here's my story, write it in a comic book format. You think it'll do that?
Yeah.
Right? It might be able to.
Yeah.
And not just go through and edit it.
Who do you want the villain to be?
In Fantastic Four, it's got to be Dr. Doom. And it's
No,
like,
you got to save him.
no,
Yeah.
you don't. You put him in every movie.
No, you said. Well, yes, he can be in the
First
background.
movie, he's a villain. Second movie, he's a good guy. Third villain,
No good guy with Doom.
Doom is not good or bad. But sometimes they align. Second movie, he aligns.
No, in the second movie he betrays them.
His first movie is a good guy. Second movie, bad.
No, in every movie he's the bad guy. And I agree.
Doom is not a bad guy.
Yes, he is.
He's just very angry.
He's a bad guy.
He's a bad guy.
But he's a good guy for his nation or whatever. But
No, they are not treated.
Oh yeah, they don't like him.
Sometimes they do, but they're also like starving.
Yeah.
They're very hungry. Yeah, Max
I didn't know that would get Max.
Yeah.
Max is a sociopath on that one.
It's Psycho Man over there. Little Psycho Man.
I want it to be Mole Man.
Oh, you got to have Mole Man would be great.
I want Mole Man so bad.
That would be fun. Let me say this. Okay, let me say this. You have Mole Man, but you also have Doom.
Yeah.
But he's doing Doom things.
That's what I'm saying.
Let's
Yeah.
have him somewhere else.
Yes.
Maybe, but I want one thing. We waited too long for Doom. I don't know how much life I have left. I want Dr. Doom, and I want Dr. Doom to just be. I don't want to wait 10 years for Dr. Doom.
No, and it's got to be.
You're probably right.
The armor's got to look like that figure you have, in your home.
What the
Doom armor and that
just like a classic Dr. Doom.
classic Doom.
Yeah. We talked about this last podcast, but I think it's really funny that he wears this super hard metal armor
Yeah.
and then cloth over it. It's like that's not making you comfortable at all. Your fingers are covered in steel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, there's a great
He's like, well, it might rain. So
yeah, so I want to be heavier.
gotta have a hood.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to be heavier.
There's an invincible Iron Man. Iron Man dies, and then Doom kind of gets over his shit, and he becomes the new Iron Man.
Whoa.
And it's pretty great. It's a great
haven't
comic.
seen it.
I think Bendis wrote it. It's worth reading.
All right.
But I like that Doom. Like the only problem that Doom has is that he's got a real hard on for Reed for no reason.
He's a narcissist, and he knows Reed smarter.
Yeah. So he wants to kill him
Yeah.
because he's smarter. It's also like I just want Reed to show up and be like, "Hey man, come on.
Yeah.
Let's just come on, man."
I like in the MCU it's pronounced Namor, but
Yeah, that was garbage.
it's all right.
I'm sorry.
But Namor, Namor, whatever
Yeah.
you prefer, whatever your preferred fishman.
Yeah.
I'm very excited for him to cross over to the Fantastic Four because of his hard on for Sue.
Nothing I like better.
I love it because in the book I'm gonna send you this book.
Yeah.
He shows up at Sue's class when she's teaching.
Oh, he's trying to fuck Sue.
He wants her so bad.
He'd be me in the Marvel universe.
And then Reed,
Yeah.
the horny devil.
Yeah.
And Reed shows up. So Namor takes her to the Smithsonian, the Museum of Natural History, and they're walking around.
Mm-hmm.
And Namor's like, I donated all this money to this exhibit, so I thought we could go over here. And she's like, I don't know why I'm entertaining this. And she's walking around with him, and then Reed shows up with flowers, and he's like, I took a half day off of work to come see you, and I found you here. And Namor goes, how'd you find us? He's like, I expanded it was something in his nose so he could smell them.
Come on, don't do that dumb shit. That makes you mad. You could have called her, dude. That's creepy. You could have called her. What if he was like, I put an Apple tracker on her? And she's like, what? Yeah, I've been
No,
tracking
it's
you.
not that creepy as an Apple tracker. I made my I could smell you. I made it so I could smell my wife.
Yes, I can differentiate the different period blood between women. It's not creepy. I'm a genius. You weirdo. Get out of your Reed.
And then that's where I think I've talked about this before. Reed does this great thing where he goes, "You know what you are?" to Namor. He goes, "You're not a shark. You're the little thing
Yes.
that comes on the shark and gets all the stuff." And Namor's like, "Why are you talking to me about this? I know all this stuff. This is a horrible use of a metaphor." And Reed goes, "Oh, I was just distracting you. I was putting all my mass into this fist." And punches him.
I think in this scenario, it's called he popped him one. He popped him in the face.
He popped him.
He popped him. He popped him for trying to fuck his wife. Did Namor, now just so I can paint a picture, they're at the museum or whatever.
Yeah.
Was he wearing a shirt?
He was.
Oh, because I love that Namor just shows up in his underwear all the time.
He did.
It's like, dude, get over. You got
Oh,
abs.
sorry. I didn't know there was going to be a fight.
Dude, you're in your underwear. Someone just needs to fuck that guy. I bet he'd
Because
calm
I don't
down.
know if
He
I've
just
seen him
horned
get
up.
laid in
No.
all the books I've read.
And he sucked in the. I didn't like. what they
I
did.
liked him.
Did you?
Yeah.
He wasn't cocky enough. He wasn't that guy.
I think we can get there.
We could.
I think we can get there.
Dude, well, here's why I also say I want Doom in the first movie. Because my favorite Doom, what I love is that, like,
Look at that one with
Which
him across from Sue and he's wet. One more over, Max.
I can't
No,
see.
Max, come on.
Oh, yeah. What's it say? Read it to me, Nex. Max, not
I can't-
Nex. I get so horny looking at Invisible Woman.
What does this say?
I don't know. It's really small.
Just use your eyes.
It's a giant screen in front of us. We can't even read it.
Yeah, I know. That was too mean. I love you. Click on it and then it doesn't tell you. Namor.
Or, oh God, I'm married.
And he's like, what? This is my superhero outfit. You're
Yeah,
in
no.
green underwear and wristbands.
And you're wet.
Yeah, why are you so wet? Why does he just wear the wristbands?
I don't know.
Put a shirt on. Anyway.
Sorry, guys. I always swim with a shirt on.
That'd be pretty funny if he's a little fat. I'm ashamed of my body. Namor was
There
ashamed.
should be a underwater superhero that's
Aquaman who wears an orange shirt. I gained some weight.
I'm sorry, guys. I swim with the shirt on. That's so funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I love and then Johnny is like, he's fun, but who gives a shit? You know,
Yeah.
he's just a little bit of a kid. Although, if you read the death, there's a issue where he dies.
I haven't read it yet, and I started reading a bunch of Fantastic Four because of our last episode.
That makes me like him more.
I got to find that one. I don't know. You guys gave me the number, but I
What
can't.
guys?
Max was nice
you did?
enough to look up
Max.
the issue number, but I can't find it.
I'll find it for you. I have it. I actually have it in my house.
Oh, cool.
I mean, I have all these comics that just like, I should sell my comics, but I don't want to just do. I don't want to do it.
right.
My wife and I are gonna get a. Hey, we're not really. We got toys here, but we haven't really looked at them.
I'm the thing. Hey, Abafangul.
Anyway,
He's getting ready to fight
what we got to talk about is the Sentry.
paper and scissors. Go ahead.
Oh, rock paper scissors. Always rock. Oh, he always loses. One of my favorite characters.
Yeah. It looks like Sue from the back.
It does. He probably gets that. A lot.
Hey, baby. You think Namor has accidentally hit it on the Sentry?
That's so funny. Oh,
Hey, what the hell?
what the hell you doing here, man? Oh, my bad. That's pretty fun.
Hey, I finally got it with with Sue
Hey,
Storm
you
last
long
night.
haired beauty.
She was in Antarctica.
Oh. She's really void of all personality. Void is a thing. Okay, you guys will learn about that. So, are you familiar with the Sentry?
A little bit.
It's a character that I love. That is, they don't really do very well to him, but he's so perfect. He's not perfect. He's so flawed, and he's so cool, and they never write him right. So, Sentry is his backstory was, he's a junkie who essentially broke into where the superhero soldier serum was. They were
Yeah.
working on it. Drank it, trying to get high,
Yeah.
and becomes this Superman type character who has the power of 10,000 exploding suns,
Yes.
which is like a wild number. Are you crazy? After one, you're fine.
Yeah.
After half of an exploding sun, you could say like, I don't know.
You think the editor was like 10,000? Okay.
Yeah, all right, okay. But I think the whole idea was that it's like a 40s type character.
Right.
So they made him kind of corny in purpose.
Yeah.
And then the Sentry, all of his, when the Sentry exists, the Void. So essentially that his main villain was this guy called the Void,
Mm-hmm.
which you then find out is his own personality.
Mhm.
And he's a split personality, and that for everything that's good is also the Void exists. So whenever he's there, the Void shows up. And essentially what happened was, and did you read New Avengers?
Yeah.
So the thing that really made me, if you ever want to read, if anybody wants a reading, read The Sentry by Jay Lee, and Jay Lee was the artist. I can't remember who wrote it. I'm not great with that anyway. So the whole thing was that in order for him to save everyone, he had to make the world forget about him.
Yeah.
So then everyone forgets that the Sentry exists. And then in New Avengers, he shows, like, they found him. He had put himself in a jail.
That's right.
Right. But what I love about this guy is that, like, he's imperfect. Like, wildly, he's a guy. Superman is all good all the time, always striving to be good. This character is a junkie who isn't smart. Not necessarily not smart, not bad, but like, if you were given that amount of power, what could you do? I can't even watch Joe Rogan without becoming an anti-vaxxer. You know what I mean? You know how easily you could be manipulated?
Yeah, Sentry should have a podcast.
What?
Sentry should have a podcast.
But also the Void, what a perfect thing of like all of your, like, the thing that
He's the devil on the shoulder. They're the angel and the devil.
yeah, it's the bad part of your body that you try to keep secret.
Yeah.
And you go, no, you got to put that in the light. But if you don't put it in the light, it becomes worse.
Yeah.
And it could destroy everything. And I love that they're always like, he was like this superhero who's like flying around. He was friends with Reed Richards back in the day. He was friends with the Hulk, friends with everybody. And he was the Golden Guardian.
Yeah.
But really, he's also the Void.
Yeah.
He's also this mega powerful villain, like monster who could destroy the world at the same time.
Yeah.
And in the Marvel Snap game, do you play Marvel Snap?
No.
It's a great game.
Many things that I liked. You did the Trump hands.
Here we are. You play Marvel Snap.
And then you've asked me a bunch,
Right.
and every time I've said no, it's either been, oh, it's the best game, and then or you go, don't play it.
Don't. It's too addictive. It's too good. I'm so addicted. I love it. But every card has a power, and the powers usually relate to around what they are. So when you drop a Sentry card, he only costs 4, so that's cheap. But his power is 10. But when you play the Sentry card,
A void card shows
a
up.
void card's up, which is -10. So you get positive 10, and then you get -10. But what's good is if you play another card like Viper will essentially take whatever card you have and put it on.
Viper Madam Hydra?
Yeah. Nice. Viper will take whatever cards on your side and throw it on their side. So now they have that card. So you play Sentry, and then you play Viper, and then now they have the -10 card on their side, which is a great algorithm for how the Sentry would work. It's like you have to get someone who can use the Void.
Yeah.
I had so much to talk about Sentry, and I don't have anything. I'm already out.
Well, did you see that there's rumors that he's the antagonist of Thunderbolts,
I heard. What'd you hear? Tell me more.
and that Steve Yen, who voices Invincible, might be Sentry.
So I heard that, but I heard something new today. I heard they were in talks about getting Brendan Fraser to play him, which
That's interesting.
interesting.
But I think you want to see an in shape.
I mean, you can, but also you don't have to.
You don't have to.
Also, I mean, he could be sort of in shape. Yeah, I don't think they're getting Brendan Fraser, but
But they could do an older guy. I mean, you know who'd be great?
who?
Brad Pitt.
Oh my God,
But that won't happen.
why?
Brad Pitt, he won't do.
I ask him. I ask him nicely.
Max, can you call Brad Pitt?
Yeah, I'll do that right now.
I mean, those guys. Yeah, Brad Pitt doesn't need money.
I mean, he'd be
Would he
great
play?
because he's an older guy. Like that. If you take the Brendan Fraser, I think they're going with older guy,
Yeah.
and you find out he's been they got to do that.
Yeah.
That he was around the whole time and they don't remember.
Yeah.
But I think an older guy and Brendan Fraser's blonde, and you can do. I mean, Brad Pitt's blonde and can do long hair.
And I like Steven Yen. I think what that guy portrays as an actor is a little bit of that like darkness, ignorance,
Yeah.
Great, I mean,
Yeah. Look at that. He'd be great.
I don't necessarily see the Sentry as an older guy, but I'll
But-
put Brad Pitt in everything.
Well, I mean, look at that one right down there where he's got long hair and no facial hair. It's like
Which one?
one more down. Right there.
Also, it's hard with Brad Pitt because it's hard to look at these people and not see the actor.
Mm.
You just see Brad Pitt.
I'll do it.
You should do it. You'd be great. But yeah, no, I think I don't know. Sure. But I hope they don't make him the villain
No, but the villains are the heroes in that one. It's Suicide
in
Squad.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So they're essentially, this guy's too powerful. We need to take him out.
Yeah.
Right.
Possibly. I don't know.
Right. In World War Hulk, I don't know if you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
In World War Hulk, the whole thing was Hulk was coming back for revenge.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm fucking everybody up. And they were like, Sentry, you got to go help us. And he's like, I'm not doing it. Every time I go outside and I fuck with somebody, the void comes, we destroy the world. Let me just stay in my house, chill the fuck out. And then eventually he steps in.
Yeah.
And then he goes toe-to-toe with the Hulk, and they just tire each other out. It's great. I love the Sentry. No one's using him right. It's like Superman is harder to write because he's too perfect. This character is not perfect.
Yeah.
I put him in Nebraska. I'd be like, Sentry's just like, look, man, I'm not going to, I'll just lift things. I'll just be a local hero. Things are chill here.
Yeah.
Keep the void under control.
Yeah.
Also, I'll be like, I'm going to try to get the void on my side.
Yeah.
What is your darkness? Handle your darkness. Let him just do that shit. And then something happens, like
He should live in Colorado. That way he can get the void high and the void be like, you're right. I'm sorry. You're cool.
Yeah, you
I'm
cool, dog. Right, sure. Actually, speaking of high, you want to get high?
Oh, yeah. We get it. Is this the midway?
We're at 46 minutes. We're a little bit past it.
Oh,
so we'll
sure.
do, yeah, you want to get a little bit high?
Is this a little ad break?
Yeah, we'll do an ad break. We don't need ads. I'll do an ad.
Yeah, do an ad.
Check out weddingringstrings.com. You're sick of losing your wedding ring when you take it off and put it in your pocket because you want to cheat on your wife? Weddingstrings.com. They're wedding strings. You tie them to your belt so you don't lose your wedding ring. And then your wife doesn't question it. Weddingringstrings.com. For the cheater who doesn't want to get caught. I thought of that last night when I was at a whorehouse.
Oh, man.
Just kidding. I thought of that on the spot. That's pretty funny. Sorry.
No, my
You're cleaning that
pocket lint was on there.
I just took it. I saw the lint. And I went, put that in my mouth. I didn't even care. But I relate to this guy, because actually it's great. It's actually fun to say now because me and my wife are in a really great place. We just really weren't having sex for a while, and it was really hurting. It was really hard. Things were getting really fucking hard. And so I'd always be like, try not to cheat on your wife, which is, and I say this on stage, which is easy because no one's asking. But like, that's the thing I deal with. You have your darkness. I'm a horny. Are you laughing at me?
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing I'm hoping that you say the nickname you gave yourself on the way here.
Oh, I forgot.
I'm a horny devil.
I'm a horny devil. I'm a horny devil. I'm a horny. My void is the horny devil that lives inside of me. Every day I walk by, I see a woman's butt, and I go, I want to have sex with them. I want to have sex with everybody.
And all of a sudden you have a pitchfork.
It just comes on me. You know what I mean? That's what I struggle with. But like I told you before we talked about it, when you talk about it, when you shine light on the devil, that gets way easier. I told my wife, I go, Tita, I'm the horniest man alive.
Call Guinness.
You call him. My levels are out of control. I'm too horny to survive. And so when you talk about it,
You should be a superhero.
I do.
There should be a superhero.
My kryptonite is pussy.
It's the Hulk, but he's horny. Don't make me horny.
You wouldn't like me when I'm horny. You'd love it. The horniest man alive. I'm living a life just too goddamn horny all the time.
Right.
That's the thing. That's 20% of my brain. But 80% is fighting that guy.
Sure.
Then you see these creeps in the street. I go, you lost. You lost to the horny devil.
Yeah.
He took you over. You're joking off the train because the horny devil took a hold. You didn't have the right, family to teach you what's right.
I'm the horny devil.
And what's crazy is my horny devil looks exactly like Max. That's who it is.
I can see he's got the facial hair features that the devil does, like the
You got goatee now, Max? Let's take a look.
He had a go.
I used to. I don't. Right
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Mm.
I remember him having it.
Yeah.
What if we found out that there was no producer and that Max was just my
He's
horny
just the
devil?
horny devil.
He's just my horny devil, and we didn't know. Like, who's Greg always talking
You look
to?
at his monitors; it's all porn.
Yeah, his name literally is short for maximum horniness. He's my horny devil. My little. So, do you want to be my ward or my horny devil? You've got a lot of nicknames.
I'll stick with Ward.
How you doing, Tita? This is Steve. Here's Caitlin, and this is horny devil.
Yeah.
Stop looking at him.
Yeah.
He starts drooling
Yeah,
immediately.
because he has all the features.
all the features.
It's interesting. Your horny devil has all the features your wife would like.
Dude, every time I come home from this podcast, she starts smelling me. Tita just starts smelling my
And she
shirt.
goes, "What kind of sneakers did he have today?"
Why am I so turned on? I go, I was around Max, and she knows it.
Yeah, she
knows
smells
it.
the pheromones.
Yeah, and then Max rolls by on his Heelys. I imagine that Max just rides Heelys.
Sorry, I was late. My
Heelys
right
broke
foot had, my right foot had a flat tire.
We should get AAA for Heelys. That's a sketch. they tow my foot.
I thought of a sketch on the way here.
What?
Was you know how like comic books are now cool?
Yeah.
You know, being a comic book nerd is cool.
Mhm.
I picture like a bunch of guys reading comic books and a guy that wants to fit in. So he's like, "Oh, I love comic books," and they're like, "Yeah, who's your favorite superhero?" And he's like, he keeps making up ones that don't exist.
Psycho Man. actually. Sorry, go ahead.
Like the green guy.
Dude, name 5 superheroes that don't exist. Go. Don't think. Just try to say them.
Uh,
It's hard, but go ahead.
okay, water bottle man.
Okay, water bottle man. That doesn't exist. Good, 1 point.
The contractor.
That might be Max. You might have to Google the
Yeah,
contractor.
Google
He
the
might be in there.
contractor. The contrarian. The contrarian I've riffed about before. I don't know. I don't think it exists.
So you
but
pulled?
I'll
can't pull.
I'll take contrarian.
Release it, throw it out, throw a new.
Professor Tarp.
Oh, all right. You're pretty good at
You
this.
like that?
Yeah, I guess that's not as hard as I thought.
Yeah.
Professor Tarp.
Dr. Toilet Cam.
That's a villain. I got my doctorate, and I put all my money into toilet cams. I like looking at a man poop. The poop judger.
He's
I'll
not.
judge your poop.
He's not doing anything that's world destroying, but he is a problem.
Yeah. Can I swing back to my superhero I just created called the poop judger? He has a hammer for judgment, and he also has one of those weighing things. And on both weighing things is 2 poops. And he goes, "Your poop has been judged. You shall be flushed." And he flushes you.
That's pretty.
The poop judger. He's like a judge / he judges your poop. That's the thing, right? You just look at your poop and you go, "That's a good one."
Oh yeah, I've never not looked.
Yeah, you gotta look. That is what we did today. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Very good.
there could be a car coming in the other direction, and I'd be like, "Well,
I
I
love-
got to check my poop first."
I love that you're shitting on the street.
A car coming through my home.
Who's that guy? Psycho Man! Look at this. Callbacks work.
Oh yeah,
All right, they work.
I don't think they're cheap.
They're
I
great.
think they're cheap if they're used wrong.
They're cheap, but they work. Let me say cheap as in their price is cheap. They're,
Yeah.
they're on every shelf.
Right.
But a lot of great things are. Swifters are pretty cheap. I love my Swifter.
Yeah.
Was it
Yeah.
like $35?
I just thought of a Swifter superhero is Swifter Man.
Ooh.
That's it.
Can I double down on you?
Yeah.
The Swifter sisters. Right?
Yeah.
They're 2 twin sisters who sweep up the blood of Gotham.
They do the same thing as the Wonder Twins. They have to touch fists.
Yeah.
And they both turn into brooms.
The Swifter sisters. All right, we're back. We had to cut something out. Max,
I farted.
you have to cut out from when he said text to now.
Yeah.
Nothing can. Let me tell you, your life depends on it. Did you write it down?
I have the numbers.
He's got the numbers. This kid's got the numbers.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
he's in the middle of like RuneScape or something.
I don't know what that means, and I love it. What is it?
Wasn't RuneScape a game way
Yeah, that was
back?
the game back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty good.
it is pretty good.
Good memory.
Max, I have such a good time with him. I'm trying to get him to come over to my house more, but then my wife.
She just like, I smell him. He's 3 blocks away.
He was here.
Look at RuneScape.
I remember their name, but I'm not familiar with it. oh, I'm playing this new Star Wars game,
Oh yeah.
and I found this out. Almost gave up another secret there. There's, I'll tell you this. I think I could say it. I think I could say this one. The number one name. Did I tell you the story about how my wife, we were trying to come up with a name for the kid, and I was like, Peter Parker. She's like, no. Logan. No. I keep trying to push comic book names.
Yeah.
Try to do it for Calvin. Eventually,
You got Calvin.
I got Calvin Hobbs, which was also secretly Kal-El,
Yeah.
which I love, because Superman, but also Calvin and Hobbs, and she loves it. We love it. So this one, I was like just pushing. I was like, Ben Kenobi. And she's like, no. I'm like, ah. And she goes, what do you think of Luke? And I went, woman, do you know? I had to just be quiet. I had to go.
You didn't do it.
I just swallowed.
You stopped yourself.
I went, and I was like, I like that name. In my mind, it's like, my entire life is based on being Luke Skywalker. My brother was Han Solo. My sister was Princess Leia. I am.
Dad was Chewie.
My dad was Chewie. I just say what you do. This is the third time. You do a joke, I just say the joke.
So what?
It's my favorite. So I just have to be quiet.
Mhm.
She still loves the name. And then like a few weeks ago, she was like, yeah, I know Luke Skywalker, dummy.
Yeah,
That's not
she
what this
knew
is for.
She knew when she first did it.
But if we end up going with Luke, Cal is also a Jedi. Cal Kestis is in the Jedi Survivor game. The whole game is him. So I'll have two Jedi kids.
You have 2 Jedi kids, and you get to say, "Luke, I'm your father."
Yes. Just the minute he comes out. The minute he comes out of the vagina, I'm gonna hold
You're like,
Luke, I am your father.
Sir,
Gary.
sir, we really need you to cut the cord so we can look at your child. Stop filming yourself saying, "Luke, I'm your father."
Dude, I'm gonna get a lightsaber knife to cut the cord. I'll get a dark saber.
That's so funny. You're like, all right, I'll do it, but first you got to turn the lights off, so the only thing we see is this red glowing light.
And again, it's everyone camera ready. Camera ready.
Shut that baby up.
Yeah. I'm excited. So I want to name this kid. Well, we might. I don't know. That's kind of like we don't know, but it might not be that name. Who
Yeah.
knows? Also, Luke Cage.
Yes.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Oh, and I was gonna say this. So Star Wars. What I want to get you into, how I could get you. Star Wars Rebels is so good. It's so fucking good. And there's a death scene that will make you cry, tears that cry themselves. As those tears are going down, they go as they go down your body. Because you're crying, you're watching it naked, as everyone watches Rebels naked. You're covered.
Yeah,
I've
I've got my my king's crown and my scepter.
I got my scepter in hand.
Call back.
Yeah, I know. I'm here. Here I am. It's the only problem when we get high is then I just forget things. Star Wars, Luke.
There's a death scene.
There's a death scene. It's one of the fucking best. Mandalorian is great.
Mandalorian's really great.
And there's so much good. And like Luke Sky, again, ultimate good. Does the good. And I watched a video this weekend that really cleared up why I hate the sequels. Because I'm like a Jew. I don't count the New Testament. And the New Testament is the sequels. They're no good. I do only old Luke Skywalker stuff. So in the sequels, Luke Skywalker is like worried that Adam Driver, Kylo Ren, is going to become a bad person. So he tries to murder him in his sleep.
Right.
And then because of that, Kylo goes bad. And you're like, the guy who, with face up with the galaxy dying, is staring at the Emperor and his father, knowing if he doesn't kill them, all his friends, the galaxy, it's all over. But he knows if he does fight them, he has to go to the dark side. Throws his lightsaber down and says, I'd rather die, I'd watch everything end than join you. Right? That's the guy who then turns into a guy who's going to murder his nephew. And the problem there, sorry, real quick. The problem there is if you're going to change that character, fine. But Sam Witwer said, he goes, you changed him off screen. You can't do that to a character off screen.
Yeah.
And then bring him in bad.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
Well, that's what, and Mark Hamill didn't like it either,
No.
which I loved because Mark Hamill is as much of a nerd as the thing. He's as nerdy as the things he's making,
Yeah.
and he didn't like it either, which I loved.
He kind of like stopped saying that, but
He
in the
did,
beginning he was
because
like,
he shouldn't have. His movie was still coming out.
Yeah.
It wasn't out yet, I think, or it just got out.
he promoted that movie like I promote this podcast. He's like, I mean, it's kind of fun, but it's not that great. And then people are like, hey, I love that.
Yeah,
And I'm like, well, no, I'm better. This podcast is better than the sequel trilogy.
I agree,
Max,
and not just because I'm in it.
yeah, man. Because if you watch Clone Wars, when you get into Clone Wars, is so good.
I don't know if I could do the show though. It's so many seasons.
It's so many.
It's so
Let
many.
me tell you this. It's so many. It's so fucking many. Let me tell you this. First 3 aren't even good.
Yeah, I can't.
No, they're fine. You get a little bit, like every third episode you get. But I can send you series arcs and be like, hey, watch Obi-Wan and the Mandalorians.
I could do.
Here's 10
sure.
episodes you can watch.
Yeah.
And you could watch the last 4 episodes of Clone Wars because that syncs up with the Revenge of the Sith, which or whatever Star Wars number 3 is. I'm blanking because I'm stoned. They make those movies better. Those movies sucked. The prequels sucked.
Yeah.
The Clone Wars made them make sense, and it made them good. And it's crazy the man did that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like your wife comes in drunk, and then you're walking around being like, she's trying a new game where she falls a lot. You're doing great, honey. Honey, can you vomit? And then she vomits. Everyone's cheering. They think she's got a new skill. But your wife was drunk. Sorry. All right. Let's do some plugs, and let's go over to Patreon. Is that all right?
Yeah.
You have fun?
I had fun.
I'm having fun.
I very much had fun.
Me too. And Max, are you having fun?
I'm having so much fun.
Really?
That did not sound like it.
No, I thought it did. I took that real.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Okay. Your eyes didn't make it real. Guys, go over to patreon.com/the Greg Stone Zone. We've got all the old episodes of the Rad Dude Cast. We've got old episodes of Friday Night Greg. I don't know if that part's true. Just old Patreon episodes. But they're old. Yes. So if you're like a Rad Dude Cast fan, like we have a bunch of Patreon episodes from Rad Dude Cast there. Friday Night Greg Patreon, and now Infinity Greg Stoned. We're going to switch over there and do some time there where we just get a little high and talk more about comic books if you enjoyed this. My friend Steve Rogers has a special called Before He Was Super.
Yes.
I've never seen it, but let me tell you this. You're going to love it. You got to believe. I believe it's great. I did see it, and I loved it.
Thank you.
I don't want to keep that joke going.
I'm fine with it.
You know I've seen your stand-up.
I didn't know.
You didn't know that I've seen your stand-up?
Well, no, I know you've seen it in general, but I didn't know if you've seen the special.
Yeah, I've seen the special.
Okay. I appreciate it. I don't expect anyone that is in comedy to watch anything I've ever done.
I watched it begrudgingly. I watched it being like, that's why I hate having friends.
I wish you could put quotes like you do with books in front of a special.
Yeah.
And it just put, quote, I watched it begrudgingly. Greg Stone.
That's great.
Man.
My Anthony gave me a great title for the next album, which I think nothing has ever really summed me up more, which is Unfiltered for Justice. That's what this podcast is.
Yeah.
We're unfiltered for justice. So watch that special. It's on YouTube.
Yeah.
And I like to do it as a question because that's like, it's on YouTube. And where can they find you? I know where they can find you.
They can find me StephenRogersComedy.com for tour dates. And please follow Stephen Rogers Comedy on Instagram.
You know where else you could find him sometimes? Thursdays at about 1:30 in front of the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah.
Because sometimes he's on this podcast.
Yeah.
A lot. I just keep rotating you and Sim. I don't
That's
care.
fine.
That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
We'll do Tuesdays.
What?
just
We're
happened?
doing Tuesdays.
Oh, we're moving to Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So if you come
What
here.
just happened, though?
What?
Did you
Oh, I
have,
had
like,
a little bit of a. I have like this thing where my arm gets numb and then my chest feels like heavy. Not
yeah.
hurting, just heavy.
Okay, you're fine.
That's fine. 1:30, we will be doing Tuesdays. We'll be going live on the Patreon. You can live stream. You could be in the chat. That's Tuesdays at 1 o'clock or 1:30.
It's usually like 1 o'clock.
Usually like 1 o'clock.
Yeah. 1:15.
1:15. We're a little loose. Get a couple drinks in. When you sit down for a movie, you go, fuck, I gotta go to the bathroom. We do that so that you can do that. You sit down at 1 and go, we gotta start in a few minutes.
Oh, yeah.
What are we talking about?
I think plugs.
Plugs.
Yeah, you guys didn't do your plugs yet.
Oh, Max Marcus Comedy. I don't like
Yeah.
him to do his own. I like what I do is I say his, Max Marcus Comedy on Instagram, and then your word time is spent giving me a compliment from today's episode. What did you like?
I think you made a lot of great points about Sentinel and that movie.
Sentinel. He wasn't even here. My horny devil was back there masturbating or something. Sentinel.
I don't like that. I can't see any of them. And he said Sentinel. I just realized
Sentry.
that. It's Sentry.
It's the Sentry, man. You didn't do your reading.
Who do you think? All right. Who do you think? Name the 3 actors we said are possibly playing him.
Brendan Fraser, Brad Pitt, and was there a third?
Yeah.
See, this is the thing. This is the problem. I spend the whole podcast trying to be funny, and Max doesn't even listen.
No.
This is hurtful.
He's not even listening right now.
Do you even like me?
Yeah, I like.
Are you just here for the money or because you like the podcast?
I like the podcast.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tell me something nice about it. What do you like about me?
You're funny.
That's it. Be real. Is there anything aside from being funny that you like about me?
You're a nice guy. You let me keep the change from the coffee.
That's right. I'm get the change.
He's
It's
all
like
about
$2.
the money.
Huh?
He's all about the money.
And I gave this guy Rage Against the Machine tickets.
You did?
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
You think he'd care?
I was on shrooms.
He was on shrooms. I brought him a figure from
This
My
guy's
Hero.
high all the time.
Every episode at the end, we're going to go over the things I've done for Max and why he should praise me. And why today's insults shouldn't
How
be
was
taken.
Rage Against the Machine?
It was awesome. And
Yeah.
Run the Jewels.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great present
Yeah.
that I had no one else to give it to. I mean, literally a homeless guy outside. I went, you want these?
He's
And he
like, I'd
went.
rather eat.
And I said, all right, I'm going to give you a ticket next to this guy, little guy. You can try to eat him. And that was the whole thing was me trying to feed a homeless man.
Did you go? Did he bring a lady?
No, I had one ticket. I saw it with Feeney and
Mattern.
and James Mattern. And James,
Wow.
I had a mosh with an older lesbian to protect James Mattern.
Wow.
Yeah, he beat up some old lesbian, saved James Mattern. We'll
Really?
get to that on
Yeah.
the Patreon.